Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got a 1978 New York Yankee game, first game of a two-game series against the Indians and Cleveland. And leading off for the Yankees, playing center field, Mickey Rivers batting second, playing second. Randolph batting third, doing the catching is Munson. Batting fourth, playing left field is Piniella. Batting fifth, playing first base is Chambliss. Batting sixth, playing third base is Nettles. Batting seventh and doing the DH is Johnson. Batting eighth, playing right field is Blair. Batting ninth and playing shortstop is Dent. And on the mound, we got Andy Messersmith making his first start here for the Yankees. And on to the hometown Cleveland starting lineup. Leading off, playing center field, Manning. Batting second, playing right field, Norris. Playing third is Bell. Batting fourth, playing left field, Grubb. Batting fifth, playing first base, Cage. Batting sixth, doing the DH is Cox. Batting seventh and playing second base is Kuiper. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Haskey. Batting ninth, playing shortstop is Verizzer. And on the mound, doing the pitching for the Indians is Ricky Waits. Let's get down here to Cleveland and get this game going. And you see the team comparisons. The Yankees are 31-12. They've struck out 307 times, walked 204, hit 108 doubles, 26 triples. Cleveland Indians are 16-27. They've struck out 233 times, walked 170, have 73 doubles and 14 triples. And Mickey Rivers will lead it off for the Yanks, batting 232, 2 homers and 18 RBIs, going up against the lefty Rick Waits. His 10th start of the year. He just pitched against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium and won that game 2-0. And he's got a 4-5 record with a 2.22 ERA. See if the Yankees can beat him here today in Cleveland. And here's the pitch to Rivers. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Mickey's out of there. 1 strikes. So 1 out here in the top of the first. And Willie Randolph steps up to the plate now. Willie's batting 284 with a homer and 16 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the cage. He's up with it, calls off Rick. And that'll be out number 2. Brings up the captain, Thurman Munson, batting 293 with 3 homers and 23 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Waits strikes out 2 out of the 3. Yankees nothing. Indians coming to bat here in the bottom of the first with Manning, Norris, and Bell. And Manning's batting 236 with a homer and 8 RBIs, going up against Andy Messersmith, like I say, making his first start of the year. And in 1978, he was 6-5. I'm sorry, he was 0-3. He pitched 6 games, started 5 with a 5.64 ERA. Here's the pitch from Andy. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third or down the second. Let's see. Pop-up down the short, I believe. Down the short. Yep, pop-up down the short. Bucky Dent makes the catch for out number 1. And now you got Jim Norris batting 290 on the year, no homers and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. 1 out single. Let's see if the Yankees can turn 2 here with Buddy Bell up here. Buddy's batting 251, 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play down to Bucky, over to Willie, over to Chris. 6-4-3 double play gets him out of the inning. No runs on that hit. And we go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. We got Piniella due up here, followed by Chambliss and Nettles. Lou's batting 339, 2 homers and 19 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty. 12 8. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Lose a board here with a leadoff hit. See if the Yankees can take advantage of this. Chris Chambliss is up now. Chambliss batting .273, 2 homers and 26 RBIs. And that's a tailor-made double play down to Kuiper. Over to Verizon, over to Cage. 4-6-3 double play. That wipes out that single. So both teams have turned double plays. Now there's 2 outs, nobody on for Nettles. And Nettles is batting .307 with 11 homers and 33 RBIs. And that's going to be the old ground ball down to Kuiper. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees nothing. And the Indians nothing as we go to the bottom of the second. We got Grubb, Cage, and Cox due up here. Johnny Grubb batting .271. He's got 5 homers and 22 RBIs. And that's a ground ball down to Willie. Over to Chris for out number 1. And Wayne Cage comes to the plate now. Batting .375, 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Cage out. And that's Andy's first strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Ted Cox. Batting .152, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be the dreaded walk with that W. He walks him down to first with 2 outs. And Dwayne Kuiper comes up now. And Kuiper is batting .315 on the year. He's got 2 homers and 13 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Dent. He'll go short way to second. That'll end the inning. Indians strand 1. We go to the top of the third. Bottom part of the order due up though. Johnson, Blair, and Dent. Cliff's batting .178 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Cliff strikes out for out number 1. And Paul Blair's up now, batting .207, no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's Rick's 4th strikeout of the game. And Bucky Dent at least get wood on this ball. Bucky batting .293 with a homer and 17 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Manning calls for it, waits for it, and catches it for out number 3. The Yankees go down 1-2-3 to the top of the 4th. We have Hassey, Verizon, the bottom part of the order, and then it turns over to Manning. And Ron Hassey's batting .164, 1 homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty 5. And that is going to be a single in the center field. Ron Hassey with a leadoff base hit. And up to the plate now is Verizon. The Yankees get another double play ball here. Verizon's hitting 200 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Can Nettles go around the horn? That is the question, folks. A 46 and a 5 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. And again, the Yankees get the pitcher's best friend a double play to get out of this now. Hopefully with nobody scoring. Now there's nobody on it. 2 outs for Manning. He popped up the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Andy strikes him out. And that ends the inning. The leadoff hit gets erased with the double play. We go to the top of the 4th. Still no score. The top of the order due up here for the Yanks. Rivers, Randolph, and Munson. Mickey struck out his first time up. And that's going to be against the lefty. Let's see here. An 18 on an 8. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. His counterpart, Manny, waits on it, makes the catch for out number 2. And up to the plate now is Willie. Willie is 0 for 1, grounded out to first his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down in his counterpart, Kuiper. And he's up with it, throws over the cage, and now there's quickly 2 outs for Thurman Munson. And Munson's struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Kuiper again. Another 1-2-3 inning. And still no score as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Norris, Bell, and Grubb due up here. Jim singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Andy strikes him out for out number 1. And Buddy Bell's up now. Bell hit into that 6-4-3 double play his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Messer. And that's his 4th strikeout of the game. Can he strike out the side? And Johnny Grubb, he grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a 40, a rare play, a 55, and a 40. And that's going to be hit in the center field. Rivers is out there. 51 and a 2. That's fielding column 3. Single to center, batter to third on air. And Grubb makes it down to third. A single and a 2-base error. So now you got Grubb down at third and 2 outs. Cage now. Yankees looking to get out of this mess with Mickey's error out there. Wayne struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up. Let's see, a 46 and a 2. Fielding column 1. It's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And he's up with it. Throws over to Chambliss. Now to end the inning, so the error doesn't cost them. The Indians strand 1. We go to the top of the 5th, still no score. We got Piniella, Chambliss, and Nettles up here against Waits. Lou singled his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the cage. He makes the play for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Chambliss. Chambliss grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up, but not this time. Chris squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit into left field, and that'll be a base hit for Chambliss. Chambliss is aboard here with a 1 out. Greg Nettles steps to the plate. Yankees with a runner down at first. And Nettles is 0 for 1. He grounded out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 52 and a 2. That's fielding column 2. And runner's going to be thrown out at second. Nice play by Watts. 1-6 put out. Now you got Nettles down at first and 2 outs for Cliff Johnson. And Cliff Johnson be the hero here. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Verizon over to Kuiper. And that'll do it. Yankees strand 1 to the bottom of the 5th we go. We got Cox, Kuiper, and Hassey due up here in the 5th inning. And Cox, he walked his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And Lou's out there. And a 62, that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to be a single and an error on Lou. And the batter is going to get the second on the E7. So now you got a runner in scoring position and no outs. And the defense is letting Andy down here, folks. The outfield not playing very well here in Cleveland. Now you got Kuiper up. He grounded into a force play his first time up. And that's going to be a 36. And let's see here. I got that messed up. He's a wild pitch 0, so we'll have to change that. Got that all messed up. Do a little housekeeping here. Just do a little housekeeping here. MESSERSMITH. That should be a P. And that should be. Now we got it. Back to the game. Let's see if this is a wild pitch now. Probably going to be a rare play here. Okay. Yeah, a wild pitch of a 2 or 3. He's a 0. So it's not a wild pitch. It'll be a rare play with a runner on second on a 36 and a 16 on a 36. Is down the third. Nettles is down there. And a 56 and a 5. What's that? 56 and a 5. That's going to be fielding column 2. First on air, runner the third. And first on air, runner the third. F runner out at home if left fielder is a 3. He's not a F runner, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's going to be another error on E5. Now you're going to have first and third and nobody out. And both of these errors are biting the Yankees in the ass here, folks. First and third, nobody out. And you got Ron Hassey up. You could hit into a double play. Yankees are going to bring the infield in. They only scored 1 run the last time against Waits. So Hassey is 1 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And let's see here. 59. Cox may score on this, even though he's a terrible player out there, though he might not. Excuse me. Let's see here. So it's a fly ball out the right field. He's a 59 minus a 35 plus 8. 32 or lower. So that is a 62 or lower. He's safe. Here's the throw from Blair. And they throw him out at the plate, folks. A 64, a 62 or lower. And Paul Blair throws him out. How about that? Nice play out there by Blair. Throws out the runner. And Kuiper stays put at first. So that's going to be a fly ball out the right. Runner out at the plate. Paul Blair saves the run. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at first. And Verizer's at the plate. And the Yankees get out of this mess. Bad defense turns into great defense. And now it's 2 outs, a runner at first. And Verizer's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. And that's going to be a Verizer against the righty. He's going to make it a 5 and a 7. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And Kuiper. Let's see if Kuiper makes it to third, or they're not going to take a chance on Blair's arm after he just threw a runner out. Let's see here. Single in the right field. I think they're going to be gunshot sending, to be honest here. But there is 2 outs. 54 minus the 35 plus the 17. He'll get there with no throw. So that'll be first and third again. Now 2 outs. So a single in the right. Runner on first gets down to second. Gets down to third, rather. And we're back to the top of the order and Manning. First and third again. Can Messersmith get out of this mess with nobody scoring is the question. Rick is 0 for 2 today. He's popped up and struck out. And that's going to be a pop up out in the left field, shallow left field. Lou comes in, makes the catch, and that'll win it. And the Yankees get out of the mess with nobody scoring. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still nothing. And we got Blair, Dent, and Rivers due up here. And Paul Blair is 0 for 1. And let's see what Mr. Blair can do. Can he get on base here? And that's going to be a base on ball. So the go-ahead runs down at first and nobody out for Bucky Dent. And Bucky is 0 for 1. They might do a little hit and run here, trying to stay out of the double play and get the runner over. 27 on a hit and run. And that'll get the job done. Let's hit down the third. Only play with the hit and runs over to first. So Dent stays out of the double play, gets the runner in scoring position for Mickey Rivers. Mickey is 0 for 2. He is struck out and flown out. And that's going to be another strikeout. Rivers goes down swinging. Now there's 1 out. Sorry, 2 outs for Randolph. And Willie is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a infield. I'm sure there are 5. Who's the DH? Let's see here. Who is the DH for him? Okay. Let's see here. Who's DH and Cox is? Okay. Sorry about that. So you got a 5, 6, 7, 7, 15, 15, 21, 29. So they're fielding column 3. That'll be a pop-up and the foul tore down the first base line. Kuiper goes out and makes the play. That'll end the inning. Paul Blair gets stranded down at second. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still a nothing game. And you got Norris, Bell, and Grubb due up here against Messersmith. And Norris is 1 for 2. You can see the team comparisons here. The Yankees are batting .285 on the year with a .343 on base, slugging .445 and a .788 OPS. Indians are batting .245, a .312 on base percentage, slugging .438 and an OPS of .750. Here's the pitch to Norris, and that's going to be a fly ball out to Blair for out number 1. And Buddy Bell comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And against the 7. That's going to be a base hit in right field. And just like that, Indians got to go ahead run at first. And Grubb is up. 1 down. Yankees liking to see another double play ball. Grubb is grounded out and singled back in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Rivers for out number 2. So it is up to Mr. Cage to do something here with the runner on at first and 2 outs. He is struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Messersmith strikes him out. That's his 5th strikeout of the ball game. We go to the top of the 7th and still no score. We got the big boys coming up here for the Yankees, the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Munson, Piniella, and Chambliss. Can they make a dent here in the Wants? That is the question. And here's the pitch to Munson. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Norris and right for out number 1. And now you got Sweet Lou Piniella up. Lou is 1 for 2, single back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that is the 6th strikeout by Waits. It's all up to Chris Chambliss here. He has one of the 2 hits for the Yankees. He singled back in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 35 and an 8. Should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's a nice play down there by Purcell. He comes up with it, throws over to first, and the Yankees go down in order. We go to the 7th inning stretch, 0-0. And you got Messersmith out there going to face Cox, Kuiper, and Hasse here in the bottom of the 7th. Andy pitching a great game here. Can he keep it up? Cox has got one of the 6 hits. He singled back in the 5th and walked. He's 1 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out for out number 1. Brings up Kuiper now. And Kuiper's 0 for 2. He's just reached on a fielder's choice ground ball and on an error. So he's been on base both times. And not this time. That's going to be another swing and a miss. He struck out the first 2. Can he strike out the side here in the 7th? Juan Hasse. He is singled and flew out the right. Here's the pitch to Hasse. And that's going to be a pop-up down the 2nd. Willie calls for it. Makes the catch. The Tribe goes down in order. To the top of the 8th we go. Still a 0-0 game. You got Nettles, Johnson, and Blair due up here. Nettles is 0 for 2. Grounded out twice. Once into a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to Nettles. And that's going to be a ad against the lefty. Ad 5. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. No, that is going to be a ground ball down the bell. He's up with it. Fires over to first for out number 1. And now you got Cliff Johnson up. Johnson's 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. Grubb has got it. Now there's 2 down. And it's up to Paul Blair to get something started here. And Blair is 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. Yet to put the ball in play. And that's going to be the first time he did a grounder down the bell. He fires over to first. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still no score. The bottom part of the order due up for Riser. Then back to the top. It turns over to Manning and Norris. Messersmith still pitching the gem of the game. Riser 1 for 2. He singled back in the 5th. And now let's see. Okay, here's the pitch to Verizon, and that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. 42 and an 8 should be good. It should be fielding column 1, and it is. Nice play by Munson. And he picks the ball up, fires it down the first for out number 1. Back to the top of the order now, and Manning. And Manning is 0 for 3. He has popped up, struck out, and flown out. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Messersmith's 8th strikeout of the game, folks. These pitchers are wheeling and dealing here today. And Norris is up. He's 1 for 3. Singled, struck out, and flown out. And that's going to be against the righty. 20. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou in left field. And that'll end the inning. To the top of the 9th we go. He is going to crack first. Still nothing. We got Dent. Then back to the top of the order in Rivers and Randolph against Waits. Bucky's 0 for 2, flown out and grounded out. So you can see the Yankees have scored 230 runs on 76 homers, 24 stolen bases, been caught 6 times. The Indians have scored 153 runs on 41 homers, 9 stolen bases, and been caught 13 times. And that's going to be a ground ball down the riser over to Cage for out number 1. Here's Mickey Rivers. Can he do something here? He is 0 for 3, struck out twice and flew out. And that's going to be another strikeout. Mickey Rivers gets the hat trick. And that is Waits. 7th strikeout of the game. It's up to Willie to do something here in the 9th. He is 0 for 3, grounded out twice and popped up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll end the inning. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Still a nothing ball game. And Messersmith has got 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. Bell, Grubb, and Cage to get through this 9th. They're going to let him pitch. He's pitching a shutout, folks. See the Yankees' upcoming schedule. They got one more game here against Cleveland. Then they go back home, play Baltimore for 2, and then they're on the road out to California to take on the Oakland A's. Bell's 1 for 3. He singled back in the 6th. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Chambliss. He takes it himself for out number 1. And Johnny Grubb's up now. And Johnny's 1 for 3. He is grounded out, singled back in the 4th, and flown out. And that's going to be a rare play, a 52 and a 40. And that's going to be ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Grubb. And that's going to be a base on balls. Only the 2nd walk by Messersmith. But not what you want here in a nothing game. Go ahead, run down at first. And Cage is up. He has struck out twice and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Lou's got it for out number 2. So can Mr. Ted Kopp win this game here, or at least keep it going in the bottom of the 9th and stay away from extras. Read all about it innings. He has singled back in the 5th, and he's walked and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Messersmith's up with it. He throws it over to Chambliss, and that'll end the inning. We're going to the extras. Read all about it. 10th inning, folks. And let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the Indians as Waits goes 9 innings and going to get a no decision out of this. Got the righties coming up. They got a lot of lefties in the bullpen. Fitzmaurice is going to come out of the pen. Fitzmaurice is going to come out of the pen here and try to keep this game tied up and give the Indians a chance in the bottom of the 10th. Where is Mr. Fitzmaurice? There he is. And Al Fitzmorrison is making his second appearance. No record with an 18 ERA. You can see Cleveland's upcoming schedule. They got one more game home here against the Yankees, and then they go on the road to take on the Brewers in a 4-game series. And you got Munson, Piniella, and Chambliss, the big boys, due up here in the top of the 10th. Can the Yankees score a run here? Here's the pitch to Thurman. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Manning for out number 1. And here comes Lou Piniella. He's 1 for 3, one of the 2 hits for the Yankees back in the second. And that's going to be against the righty. 11. And Lou's got his second hit of the game. Turns on this one, drives it into left field. So Lou's down at first with the go-ahead run. Chris Chambliss at the plate. Chambliss has the other hit. He's single back in the 5th. Can Chambliss be the hero here for the Yankees? And that's going to be a fly ball out to Norris in right field. That'll be out number 2. So it is up to Greg Nettles here. They'll try to get the go-ahead run across the plate. You got Goose and Sparky Lau. Well, you got Goose probably warming up. I don't know about Sparky. You got the lefties due up, though. Well, you got lefty. Yeah, they might have Sparky. Yep, Sparky will be warming up. Nettles is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice, then flown and reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a pop-up near the screen. Ron Hassey takes the mask off, makes the catch. The Yankees strand 1 to the bottom of the 10th we go. Sparky's going to come out of the bullpen. He didn't have a very good game the last time out in the 9th. He blew a lead. See what he can do here. Sparky comes out. Got the lefties due up. Sparky's going to come out of the bullpen here. Try to keep this a 0-0 game. You got Kuiper, Hassey, and Roselle due up as Philip Reynolds joins us. Here's the pitch to Kuiper. And that's going to be a rare play. 36 and a 15. That is going to be hit down to short. See what Bucky does here. 42 and a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Bucky makes the catch for out number 1. Ron Hassey up to the plate now. With nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. Hassey's 1 for 3. He's singled back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a base on balls. Hassey gets a board here with 1 out. And reverse is up. He's 1 for 3. Single back in the 5th. And that's going to be against the lefty. 9 and a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 51 and a 9. That's probably fielding column 2. No, that's still fielding column 3 on 1. So they'll get the runner out at second on the 6-4 put out. And it is up to Rick Manning here. Trying to get something going with 2 outs and a runner still down at first. Rick is 0 for 4. Riser down at first. Here's the pitch to Rick. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Mickey. That'll be out number 3. We're going to the 11th. got the bottom part of the order due up here against Fitzmaurice. I think we're going to see a pitch hitter here for Johnson. Mr. Spencer is going to come off the bench. And Spencer comes off the bench. The lefty's going to stay in and DH. And Spencer's batting .288 with 5 homers and 11 RBIs. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is out of here. Kiss it goodbye. Jim Spencer with a pitch hit home run. Puts the Yankees on the board. Nice job by Mr. Spencer. 4 higher. Turns on that one. Hits that into the upper deck in right field. And just like that, the Yankees got a 1-0 lead here. Blair comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He did walk back in the 6th. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 14 on an 8. That's going to be a fly ball in the deep left field. Grubbs near the line, near the wall, makes the catch. And they're not fooling nobody here. Blair, with Warner shot power, gets one, but can't quite. And now it's 1 out and Bucky Dent's up. Bucky's 0 for 3, grounded out twice and flown out. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. And that'll be out number 2. And then steps Mickey Rivers up now. And Mick's 0 for 4. Struck out twice. No, struck out 3 times. He's got the old hat trick and flown out. And here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a single. Mickey gets a board here with 2 outs. A single in the left, turns on it. Well, actually goes the other way with it in the left field. And now you got a runner down at first. And Mick's going to probably take off here. Yep. Mick's going to take off, try to get in scoring position here with 2 outs. 32. That will be a 62 or lower. He saved at second. And he's in there with a stolen base. So Mick gets in the scoring position here with 2 outs for Willie Randolph. Trying to get an insurance run for the Yankees. And like I said, Willie's 0 for 4. He's grounded out 3 times and popped up to his counterpart Kuiper at second. And that's going to be against the righty. It'll be a 14, a runner down and a 9. 14 and a 9. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And I think you got it. With 2 outs, you got to send him. Got to send him. Make him throw him out. Got to try to get that insurance run, folks. Got to try to get that insurance run. So here we go. Single in the right field. Let's see, where was it? 31. Yep. Single in the left field, rather. And that'll be a 51 minus the 33 plus the 19. So he scores easily. Mick makes it around. That's going to be an RBI single by Willie. And that gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead here, folks. Runner from second scores without a throw. Mickey's down at first. Willie's down at first now. And I think Willie's going to take off here too. I don't think he's going to waste any time either. See if he can get in scoring position for Munson. And he does. So Willie's down there with a stolen base. And just like that, it's still 2 outs. A runner at second for Munson. Munson's got a collar today. He's 0 for 4. He has struck out, grounded out, and flown out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Cage is up with it, tosses it over to Fitzmaurice. And that'll end the inning, but Fitzmaurice gives up 2 runs here in the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th, and the Goose is coming out of the bullpen. to try to nail this ball game down. Pick up his 11th save of the year. In comes the Goose. Goose is on the loose. He'll be facing Norris, Bell, and Grubb. The 2-3-4 hitters here with a 2-run lead. And Norris is 1 for 4. He singled back in the first. He struck out and flown out twice. And that's going to be a 25. That's going to be a ground ball down to Willie. He's up with it. He fires over to first for out number 1. And you got Buddy Bell up now. Bell's 1 for 4. He singled back in 6th. He's grounded out twice and struck out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Goose strikes him out for out number 2. And the Indians are down to their last at bat. Johnny Grubb, he singled back in the 4th and walked in the 9th. He's 1 for 3. And that's going to be against the righty. 20 and a 9. And that's going to do it. That's a fly ball out to center field. Mickey Rivers waits on it, makes the catch, and the Yankees win an extra 2-0. What a great pitching game. Got a feel for Waits. Pitched a hell of a ball game, gets a no decision, and this team loses. Take a look here at the box score. Messersmith, I give him the player of the game even though he didn't get the win. I agree. Spencer's homer was big, but Messersmith pitched the gem of a game. The Yankees 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors. The Indians no runs, 6 hits and no errors. Lou Piniella had 2 hits. The Yankees are only 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. The big homer by Jimmy Spencer puts the Yankees on the board. Yankees only left 4 men on base. Indians didn't have anybody with a multiple hit game, and they was all singles. Every one of those hits, folks, all 6 hits were singles, no extra bases. Indians 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position, left 7 men on base. Don't forget the big throw by Blair. Cut the runner off at the plate. What inning was that? I can't remember what inning that was. Let's take a look. That was back in the 5th inning. Ted Cox hits a single. No, I'm sorry. Hassey hits a fly ball out to Blair, and Cox was doubled up at the plate. Take a look here. Messersmith goes 9 innings, gets a no decision, 6 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 8. Sparky Lau comes in, gets his first win of the year. He's 1-2, 1 inning, walked 1. The Goose comes in, gets his 11th save, 1 inning, and struck out 1. Ricky Waits, 9 innings, only 2 hits, folks, and gets a no decision, no run. Walked 1, struck out 7. Fitzmaurice comes in, picks up his first loss. He's 0-1, 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Now let's take a look at the rest of the games here in the American League on the 29th. You got the Jays going to Boston to take on the Red Sox. See what happens here in Boston. And the Jays win a close one. 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Red Sox 1 run, 7 hits and an error. Then you got the Angels traveling to the Windy City to take on the White Sox. And the White Sox win a close one. White Sox 4 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. The Angels 3 runs, 10 hits, and an error. Then you got Baltimore taking on Detroit and Motor City. Let's see what happens up here in Detroit City. And the Orioles win 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. Tigers 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. And then you got the Mariners traveling to KC to take on the Royals. See what happens out here in Kansas City in the Show Me State of Missouri. And how about that? Old Packett hits a grand slam. And Kansas City wins 9-2 on 10 hits and no runs. The Mariners 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error. And then you got the A's taking on the Brew Crew in Milwaukee. What made Milwaukee famous is making a fool out of me. And the Brew Crew wins a 4-2 ball game. And the Brewers turn 5 double plays. Brewers 4 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. The A's 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Then you got the Twins traveling to Texas to take on the Rangers. And the Rangers win 1-0, a shutout. Doc Ellis goes 7 innings. Rangers 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. And the 1 run was a Barry Bonds homer. Now Bobby Bonds homer. Get it right. Bobby Bonds homer. Twins, no runs, 5 hits, and no errors. And we got a doubleheader here. Let's see what happens in this second game in Texas. And the Twins bounce back and split the doubleheader. And the Rangers say turnabout's fair play here. They turn 4 double plays, though, to keep this game and get the win. The Twins 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. The Rangers 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And that's it here in the American League. Let's take a look here at the leaderboard and the standings in the American League. Yankees are now 7 games up on the Tigers and the Red Sox, and 7.5 up on the Brew Crew. The Jays are 10 games back. Baltimore's 15, and the Lonely Indians are 16 games back. And out west, the Twins are 2.5 games up on the White Sox. Oakland's 4 back. The Rangers 5. Kansas City's 5.5. Angels 6, and Seattle Mariners are a distant 12.5 games back. Jim Rice is batting .348, leading the American League in batting. Reggie with his 18 home runs, and Mr. Rice with his 46 RBIs. Great. The Gator with his .9 ERA, and you got 5 pitchers with 7 wins, including the Gator, and Rick the Goose Gossage now with 11 saves on the year. You just seen him pick up number 11. Rice is still leading in the MVP category, and the Gators leading in the Cy Young Award. I want to thank Philip Reynolds for stopping by today. Reynolds says he was supposed to be leaving today. Hopefully everything goes good. Safe travels, my friend. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And hit that like button and leave a comment on your way out of Cleveland, Ohio. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.